together.
Yeah.
After a few months in the wilderness. How do you cope?
How do I cope?
It's just one of those things. It's strange. I love the smell. The scent is so wonderful. The peppermint?
Yeah, peppermint.
Now I feel the coldness you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, it's like cold hot.
Yeah, I feel it now.
You feel it?
It's marvelous. It's just underneath me. It's cold, but it's...
Yeah, I don't really like that feeling. I shouldn't have put the peppermint oil in here.
I think it's exhilarating.
It's kind of like a detox.
Yeah, it's herbal and it's kind of... Maybe we should put some more hot water.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like marriage, actually.
Yeah?
Hot, cold.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you're
But just keep it
warm and cozy, and other times you're quite distant.
But the important thing is just to keep it moving. Keep believing. Keep your vows. Have faith.
Well, I think it's more than just that, because if you try to keep it moving as a human being, as two human beings, you're bound to come up against insurmountable odds. So you have to put it in God's hands.
Okay.
Let God keep it moving.
Mm.
Because of ourselves, we can't do it.
You're right. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Very important.
I think that's where couples go wrong, is when they try to do it themselves. And they're married to each other as opposed to married to God, both married to the Most High.
You hear that, Joseph? I hear you. Married to the Most High, married to Christ.
Yeah, me loving Christ
You loving me through Christ.
through you,
Okay.
and you loving God through me. As opposed to us trying to love each other through our human selves.
If human will always find fault.
Yeah.
And fall short.
Yeah, and you always try to be right or have it your way.
Yeah.
But when you're married to God, you surrender automatically. You submit. And since God is manifest in the flesh, in a human dream, then you end up loving the person, but in a godly way, not in a human way. And the relationship can't fail in that.
That dynamic. That equation. You know, yeah, I see. But how can this be? How can people take this out of the theory and practicalize it? Because you can't really talk about these things unless you have issues to get through, things that happen. You know, because sometimes when it's happening, it's in the heat of the moment. You can't see past whatever travail you're going through. It takes a higher mind to say, I'm leaving this thing to Christ.
Yeah, I think it's a daily meditation where you look at your relationship as a spiritual practice. You're actually engaged in it in order to get closer to God. Not to get closer to the person or to get your needs met or to gratify your own personal desires, but to grow closer to the Most High. And when you have that as your aim, everything you do in the partnership is going to be godly. And when you stray, you always find your way back to center, because it's not about you. It's not about the other person. It's about the Creator.
But if you don't know that Creator, how can you give over to a higher power that you don't have a relationship with? You have not felt His touch or seen His face.
Well, you see her face through your lover.
Okay.
Yeah, that's you looking at God through your partner. That's how you're getting to know God. And God will talk to you through your partner's voice. God will look at you through your lover's eyes, God will teach you through your lover's behavior.
Love thy neighbor as yourself.
I see you in my eye.
Yeah. As long as you've done this to the least of my people, you've done it to me.
Exactly.
So the closest person to you is God to you, because you see that person, or you see God in the manifestation of that closest person to you.
Yeah, but the technicality is you can't look right at the person directly. You have to look up first, get your eyes, your inner eye, your third eye centered on God, and then see the person as a manifestation of that God self. And then when they act funny or they do things, you don't personally react, because you realize that you look up and you say, what is this? What are they doing? Who is this that I'm married to? And then God then talks to you through them. Instead of looking at the person and criticizing them or judging them directly. The Bible says, don't judge by appearances. Judge the righteous judgment. The righteous judgment is up, not over.
You're speaking like someone who has had a really deep experience. You're not just speaking, I'm hearing the spirit of what you're saying. It's like you've practicalized everything you're saying. You've lived it.
Yeah.
It seems to me.
I'm definitely not preaching conceptually. I'm speaking from literal experience, because for long I have looked at my partner as a source of my good or my fulfillment or my comfort. And that's not how you're meant to do it, because the partner is always going to be human. You must look up at the omnipotent one and see the infinite good that is promised you, and keep your attention there. As a result of that, it's going to manifest through your partner. But you're not going to be looking at them, her, him, to give it to you. You're going to be looking up, already receiving it as a natural birthright, as a child of God. And then it comes to you through your partner. So it creates a deep love and deep bond. Because you start to see, wow, thank you. Oh, you did this for me. But you know that the source of it was from on high. So you never get greedy about it. You never get stingy about it or worry about it. Because you know, even though it seems to have flowed from you, it actually flowed through you.
Bounty.
Yeah, that's inexhaustible. Inexhaustible, yeah. That can never falter.
So it makes you even generous to give of that bounty to others.
Yeah.
Because you know that it's not yours, it's just flowing, and you've got to let it flow through you to everybody else that asks.
Yeah, that's the miracle of human love, is it takes you up higher and teaches you about divine love.
I'm so happy we made this decision to spend our anniversary here.
Yeah, it's lovely.
There is something really practical about the decision. And
yeah,
like
it
said,
feels
God
like
is watching us at each point, at each stage.
Sometimes you have to go all out to show your faith in the Most High.
Yeah.
And your faith in each other as expressions of God. No limitation.
No worries.
Yeah. Just full on splashing out.
Living.
Yeah. It feels good. Doesn't it feel good?
It feels really good.
So what would your advice be to couples who want to get a divorce because something went wrong?
Divorce is admitting, is basically, from my experience, even from the scriptures, if you made a decision and then you divorce, it's basically, I think it's, first of all, it's a sin against yourself and against your partner, against your God who said, let no man put asunder. So that is the beginning of the era. No success will really...
But what if your partner does something that's pretty
for me,
outside of the vows that you made?
Yeah, well, there are grounds for divorce and there are grounds for, if a true friend would always advise somebody to try to...
Yeah, but it's either sin or not. I don't think it's a sin.
A sin against yourself.
I think it's a sin to
Against
marry each other and not marry God.
Okay.
To marry each other and leave God out of the equation. That's a sin.
For me, because a lot of my so-called generational friends have gone through divorce and moved on and they're happy. I personally believe that there's no thing like sin in itself. There's an error, you can make an error and you can just make amends and move on. But to reach that Christ, because I think that the whole point of existence is to be an example. The ultimate example is Christ, and if you can be Christ-like in your example, you have success. So we talked about success the other day, and I think that is the ultimate success. Not who's president of Nigeria, who's president of America, who has the most money, but who is going to live forever? Who's going to be living song and fable over 1,000 years? That is success. Even if sometimes you seem to fail in life, according to world standards, you're a success. Bob Marley is often quoted in classes that are talking about spiritual matters and healing. And he's living way beyond his years, and way outside of his reggae genre. He's almost like a modern day success story.
Yeah, but he wasn't even married.
I'm not talking about him. He was married. He's married to Rita. He was married to Rita Marley. They're married together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I thought he had many wives.
He was married to Rita. He had many children, one woman.
So can you call yourself married if you're not faithful?
Well, Bob Marley's story is different. He married, like one of my great friends. Bob Marley married because of his manager told him to marry. But his record contract, this was a business. He didn't have a love bond with Rita or a vow of what do they call it? A vow of
Chastity?
not chastity, fidelity.
But isn't that what marriage is? What's the point of marriage if you don't have a vow of fidelity?
The vow is the marriage. The love is the marriage. We have a love vow.
Yeah, but there's a love vow and there's a fidelity vow. And they're different. You can say I'll love you to the end of the earth, but if you don't say I'll be faithful to you, you'll cheat on the person, and that's a whole different animal.
Once you go against yourself and against what you believe, what you set out to do, then you sin against yourself. But if you haven't,
I thought you said there's no such thing as sin.
You sin against yourself.
I don't think there's anything like sin. I think
it's sin.
Error, like you said, error in judgment. You act outside of your divine nature.
Yeah.